Welcome back to the Superhero Institute. Today we're going to talk about leadership, specifically leadership in crisis. And by crisis, I mean the coronavirus, COVID-19, not Asian virus, not Chinese virus. That's racist. Knock that shit off. Let's go. What's up, superheroes? Today I want to talk about leadership from the perspective of being a superhero. And if you haven't read it yet, I posted the Superhero Code of Ethics on the Superhero Institute website. You can find it right here. The Superhero Code of Ethics is 10 different attributes and behaviors and ways of thinking that are going to allow you to take your superhuman abilities and translate that into becoming an actual superhero rather than, say, a supervillain. So this is how you actually make sure that your work is an impact for good on the world. In the midst of all of this stuff that's going on with the coronavirus, the global pandemic, where there's been a recommendation from the CDC and the World Health Organization to social distance and stay out of large groups, there are still some businesses in this country that are staying open and trying to operate. And I understand that. This is what America is about, right? We are businesses. It is a capitalist society. We have to try and keep this economy running. I get it. At the same time, let's talk about the actual leadership lesson that exists in this moment. So if you're a business and you're open right now, maybe you're having your people come into a specific location, doesn't matter what type of building that might be, I would advise you not to do that. I would tell you that that's actually irresponsible and that is not something that a good leader would do. And here's why. Most leaders that I'm going to work with, I would advise that they build strong relationships with their team. I think to be a great leader, you have to care about the people that are working with you on your team. You have to actually really care deeply about what happens to them, about their lives, about their safety, their security, their growth. That is your job as a leader, is to take care of your people. And that's how we create safe and great work environments where people feel energized to come into work, where they trust their leaders, when they will follow their leaders. And I know a lot of organizations work really, really hard on their culture and trying to create this sense that they care about their people. I get that, right? If you are ever in a leadership position and your two options are, should I try and keep my business running, but it might endanger the lives of my customers or my employees, or should I shut it down? The answer is you should shut it down. As a leader, it is your job to take care of the people on your team. That is your role. You have to ensure that they are safe, that they always have an environment where they can grow and they can thrive. And if you have to ever consider about whether or not you're putting them in the kind of danger where they may unwittingly catch a disease, and that disease could then catch a virus, and that could then translate to their families, and people's lives could potentially end over this, then you need to shut your business down. There are more important things in life. So I want to go over just a couple of the Code of Ethics principles that this actually relates to. So there are 6 out of the 10 Superhero Code of Ethics attributes that I think relate to you as a leader in this moment in time. First is empathy. Imagine what it would be like if you were to just think from your perspective what it's like to be in your employee's shoes. If you ask them to come into work, you expose them to potential danger. Think about what that must feel like for them. Think about how they must now relate to you with you asking them to do such a thing. Second one is compassion. Compassion means that you have to actually really truly care about the people that are on your team. You have to care about the people that you serve, your customers, etc. And if you really care about them, if you actually had compassion for them and thought about what they might go through if this virus entered their family, then you probably would make the decision to close your business. Okay. Responsibility. Responsibility is a hallmark trait of a superhero. For God's sake, Spider-Man is my absolute favorite, and with great power comes great responsibility. If you have the power to shut down your business right now and to keep others safe, it is your responsibility to do it. That's on you. Anybody that gets sick as a result of your negligence to do that is on you. Resilience. Resilience is an important one here because superheroes always get back up, right? You're probably thinking, oh, well, if I close my business, what'll happen? Nonsense. You're a superhero. You'll get back up. You'll figure it out one way or another. This economy is not going to completely crash and burn down to the embers. And if they do, we're all in it together and we're going to rebuild it together. Have the mindset of resilience that whatever happens, you'll get through this. That's what you have to do as a leader because you still have to put your people first. And in doing that, you need to know that you're going to be able to make it work. And you're going to have the support of your people when it comes time to rebuild whatever that is, if you've done right by them in this critical moment. Protection. Your job as a superhero is to protect others, especially the most vulnerable. And you might think, well, my staff is all people in their 20s. Yeah, but they might have aging parents. They might have grandparents. They might have relatives or people that are close by to them who have a compromised immune system. You need to think about protecting those people. That is your job first and foremost. It's not protecting your bottom line. It's not protecting your brand or your business. Your brand will improve by way of taking care of your employees and by taking care of your customers. But you will never be able to get back the respect if you put your people in obvious danger, in conflict with the recommendations of organizations like the CDC and the World Health Organization. The final one is self-sacrifice. One of the things that you'll notice time and time again in virtually every superhero movie and with every superhero you know is that they have a willingness to put others ahead of themselves. They go bravely into the unknown and they put their own safety and security beneath that of others. That is your job as a leader. You have to make the sacrifice here so that your people are safe, so that when it comes time where business is back up and running, that you have them and you have their respect and you haven't harmed any one of them or their families through negligence. This is a leadership moment in time. COVID-19 is not some weird little external thing that you can reason with. It is a virus that affects any and all of us, and the only possible way that we can attack this is together by flattening the curve and taking all of the recommendations of the health organizations like the World Health Organization and the CDC. They are telling us social distancing. That means close your buildings. It means don't make your people come into work. It means if you're going to keep working, make it remote work. But for God's sakes, respect your people enough to care about them enough to let them work from home and not put them in harm's way. This has been a leadership lesson from the Superhero Institute. I hope you take it to heart, and I hope that you stay safe and you keep your family safe and you keep your people safe and that we make it through this together. Thanks.